If you look at how ancient Egypt is portrayed in pop culture, movies, and museum exhibits, you see a world dominated by stone, gold, and monumental structures. We are taught to look at the pyramids, the golden burial masks of pharaohs, and the chiseled hieroglyphs on temple walls. But there is a hidden, intensely personal archive of Egyptian history that standard textbooks completely ignore. An archive written not on stone, but directly into the preserved mummified dermis of the human body. For over a century, a massive architectural error warped our understanding of the Nile Valley. Early Western archaeologists, blinded by their own cultural biases, missed the markings on their skin. But modern science, utilizing infrared spectroscopy and multispectral imaging, has completely shattered that elite gatekeeping narrative. Ancient Egypt possesses over 4,000 years of tattooing history. Today, we are executing a complete, unrushed technical and cultural masterclass on the anatomy of the ancient Egyptian tattoo. We are stripping away the misconceptions. We are moving from the 5,300-year-old Gebelein mummies through Middle Kingdom geometry into the religious revelations of Deir el-Medina, and finally, the chemical metallurgy of the Nile. To find the true genesis of the Egyptian needle, we have to look past the pharaohs and descend deep into the pre-dynastic period, long before the first dynasty was ever unified. For decades, Ötzi the Iceman was celebrated as the absolute oldest example of human tattooing, but quietly sitting in the British Museum were the Gebelein mummies, dating back to 3300 BC. For a century, visitors saw only weathered skin. But when researchers exposed his tissue to infrared light, a wavelength that penetrates dark resins, the void spoke back. On the bicep of this 5,300-year-old man, the scan revealed the distinct silhouettes of two animals, a massive Barbary bull and a giant North African maned sheep. These were not primitive shapes. The wild bull was the ultimate symbol of untamed masculine strength and status. This man did not wear these animals as decoration. He wore them as an active biological manifestation of status. On the same excavation, the female Gebelein mummy revealed a different visual language, 4 distinct angled S-shaped symbols mimicking the batons used in pre-dynastic dance. The Gebelein discoveries rewrote global archaeology overnight. They proved that from the dawn of Egyptian civilization, tattooing was already a dual-gender, highly sophisticated practice. As the centuries rolled forward and Egypt consolidated into the Middle Kingdom around 2000 BC, the visual language evolved into a highly specialized system of systemic geometry. The most important discovery occurred at Deir el-Bahari, the tomb of Amunet, a priestess of Hathor. Her mummified torso revealed a map of geometric ink covering her body. The designs consist of an intricate repeating matrix of tiny dots, parallel lines, diamond-shaped lozenges, and V-shaped chevrons, a technical masterpiece. Early male Egyptologists labeled these as signs of loose morality or protective charms for disease. This was a complete systematic misreading of the biological reality. Look at the layout from a mechanical perspective. The diamond-shaped matrix is concentrated across the lower abdominal wall. When a woman becomes pregnant, that skin expands. As the skin stretches, the tight geometric lozenges open into a beautifully symmetrical, net-like protective mesh. It was designed to act as a living, expanding amulet for the womb. It's a masterpiece of biological and visual engineering, a permanent prayer of life carved into the skin. The geometric net was the armor that protected the vessel from death. The lines on Amunet's thighs and chest were strategically mapped over major meridian pathways to provide localized strength and spiritual vitality. The body was a sacred vessel. While the Middle Kingdom relied on geometry, the arrival of the New Kingdom around 1300 BC unlocked an absolute revolution in figural tattoo art. The apex was at Deir el-Medina. In 2014, osteologist Dr. Anne Austin discovered over 30 complex figural hieroglyphic tattoos on a mummified torso. This was a complex theological manuscript written in the flesh. Across her throat and back were multiple pairs of Wadjet eyes, the eye of Horus. positioned so that from whatever angle you approached, divine, unblinking eyes were peering back at you. On her biceps, she carried cows wearing sacred necklaces, the form of the goddess Hathor. These exact graphics are found in the temple. The woman was a walking, breathing sanctuary. Across her lower back sat Bes, the roaring protector deity of childbirth. By placing Bes on the thighs, these women positioned a fierce spiritual guardian at the literal gateway of life. These tattoos dismantled the old colonial myth that women's religious roles were passive. They literally wore the gods as permanent, public, biological armor, walking vessels. To fully respect the genius of these markings, we must analyze the raw chemistry, metallurgy, and mechanics of how they were physically driven into the skin along the Nile. Archaeologists uncovered bronze and copper implements long misclassified as lancets. These are clusters of flat bronze needles lashed together in a parallel alignment. Strategic metallurgy. Bronze holds structural density to resist bending. These multi-needle groupings show that the Egyptians were utilizing multi-needle puncture packs, mirroring the logic of a modern Magnum shading needle. The primary black pigment was derived from Sumi-style amorphous carbon. Soot from oil lamps or burned plant matter mixed into a stable flowing suspension, stable for 5 millennia. But for the blues and greens, they utilized Egyptian blue, the world's first synthetic pigment, a precise mixture of silica, lime, copper, and alkali carbonate heated to over 900 degrees Celsius. Copper possesses natural antimicrobial properties. By using a copper-based pigment driven by a bronze tool, the Egyptian tattooist was creating a highly sterile, self-sanitizing application process. The copper killed pathogens within the puncture wound, preventing the massive infections that would normally kill in that era. The tattoo healed flawlessly because the chemistry protected the skin. Why look with this precision? Because it forces us to reset our modern clock. Tattooing is not a subcultural trend born of rebellion. It is a foundational pillar of human civilization. These women were engaging in the highest level of advanced engineering. They transformed their fragile, temporary bodies into eternal monuments of identity that survived death itself. When you understand the biological netting and the self-sanitizing metallurgy, you stop seeing primitive bodies. You start seeing a profound language of survival, power, and devotion. Skin as granite. We built this channel to cut through the noise and look at the real mechanics. I'm just the digital twin. Washington's out building Alice tattoos right now, but I'm here to respect the history. If this gave you real substance today, hit subscribe, join the community. I want to hear from you. Amunet's geometry or the Wadjet eyes? Let's talk below. Peace. Respect the craft.